could even ult. One more. Oh, he's cold. Hey guys, Jollz here. We're starting something new. We're giving away one free coaching session every week. Watch until the end of the video to find out how. Enjoy the video. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
I guess before we start, if you could send me your tracker, take a quick look at that real fast. One of the biggest mistakes that I see Valorant players make is swap between guns way too often. Changing between the Phantom and the Vandal every round, or even every game, can lead to inconsistencies in your gameplay. Thankfully, Valorant Tracker has all the information you need to find out which gun you perform better on. Valorant Tracker is a certified app from Overwolf that tracks your in-game performance down to the tiniest of details. The Weapons tab provides a detailed breakdown of all guns in the game and the statistics you've accumulated using each weapon. Looking at my stats, I can see I've used the Vandal more than the Phantom, and all of my stats are better as well, which shows I should continue to use the Vandal in my comp games in order to play more consistently and win more rounds. I highly recommend Valorant Tracker to players looking to improve but don't know where to start. Best of all, it's completely free. Download the app today using the link in the description box below. And thanks to Valorant Tracker for sponsoring this video. Other than that, enjoy the video. Gold one.
I think when I got the coaching signed up for, we put it as gold 2.
Okay,
but I hadn't realized I was actually silver at the time.
Oh, okay. You put it at gold 2 and you were silver at the time and you're like, I'm about to get it back. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I gotta grind up a little bit.
So, all right. Gold 1 currently 10 and 7. Looking good this act so far, actually. I'm curious, what do you think you are struggling with?
I think it's actually some sort of like reaction issue. I'm a hair too low in a lot of cases because I feel like I'm at the head level in a lot of cases, but it's like an inconsistency thing, I guess.
Okay, inconsistency. All right. Okay, well, good so far. I mean, the stats are nice. All right, well, share your screen and then go into the practice range too. Just want to make sure you're not lagging or anything. Yeah, game looks good. Don't worry about the bots. If it makes you feel better, I'm really bad at this. I'm really bad. I know gold players that do way better than me, and I've hit Radiant, so that I really don't think these bot things are like a good practice, at least for me. But yeah, but it looks good. So I mean, if you're ready and warmed up, then might as well send it. How long have you been playing?
I've been playing since it released, I believe.
Okay.
I've never really ever grinded, so I'm gold with just not playing very often, I think.
I see. No, that makes sense. That's the thing with games in general, especially FPS where aiming is kind of crucial. It's if you don't do it every day or warm up a little every day, then it's kind of tough. Even when I take two, three days off, I come back and I'm like, oh my god, it's like a brand new game. I have to relearn it over again. That's bad. Yeah.
Immediately people are getting mad at me for instalocking.
Really? It's fine. I'm telling you, that only happens in this elo. I promise. People don't actually bat an eye in high ranks. So what I like doing after instalocking, I would just hey guys, how's everyone's day going? Just break the ice and try and be as positive as possible, because I know they're mauled in for sure. What I like doing is when I can tell that people are pissed or annoyed, I'm usually just as soon as we spawn into the game, I'm like, all right, so what do you guys want to do round 1? I try and get them thinking about the game and less about you. You know what I mean? It's a psychological trick that it works against solo queue teammates. Okay, peaks are good. Looking good. Exclamation point name. Very nice. Yeah, that's a huge full heal. Okay, nice. It was a good round. I like the trade that we did there, and then we played with our teammate and got the brim. After that, though, when it was just the sky, I noticed you started walking up. You got a little impatient there, you know what I mean? You just started. Yeah. I mean, it's a 4v1, so I can understand trying to go for the kill, but be careful. That's how I've lost 4v1s. I'm I want to get the kill, I run it down, I die, and my whole team just flops, and I'm like, oh no, I threw. Oh.
Push.
Oh, what? What was she looking at? That's a gun, though. I think she had a... Yeah, get the Vandal. Yep. You could even ult. One more. Oh, he's cold. Reload. Oh, I was gonna say you could reload, but very good round. Ult timing was a little unlucky there, but yeah, if I have a gun in my hand and I have my ults, I'm just popping it. Anytime I have a gun in my hands and my ult is up, I'm using it. Very good repositions with the dismiss as well. One thing I will say at the end there, I know you wanted to keep the ghost out, but with your ult, you actually reload faster. I would have just reloaded the main gun, but that was a sick round. Nice job. Good.
Yep, last is there. I know exactly what she said.
Nice. Nice job. You actually, it was a good timing. I don't know if you noticed that, but like going on the right, like crossing over to the right side while she thought you were still into the tree is actually really good timing, because in her mind, she was holding for you to come out of tree, but you were already crossed. So you were able to kind of get that jump on her. It was good. It was good. Good stuff. Stop. Pause the video right now and go subscribe. Thanks. Nice. Okay, so a little bit of so we hopped into a crouch and we still bursted. That was more of a mechanical issue right there, actually. Yeah, so we're bursting while crouching. We want to avoid that. Oh, shot. The fuck was that? Bro, it's cheating. That was like a pre-fire. Oh, wait, is she there?
Yeah, I thought I got flashed by that Phoenix. That's why I backed off.
No, it was a good pre-fire though on the Phoenix. That was really good. Yeah, so in this case, like, you guys have been going a ton and just kind of just running it down, which isn't bad because it's working, right? But in an alternate universe, I wonder if you guys would have all kind of autopilot like this anyway. You know what I mean? Regardless if it was working or not. I'm just, yeah, just something to think about, right? So one thing you want to do with duelists, this is actually pretty important for all maps on the defensive side. You want to hover around the middle of the map. And the reason for this is because you never want to be left anchoring a site. You should always be the one rotating. You're like the quick reactive kind of player, right? So it's like that's how duelists play. So anytime you hear sound, I'm just gonna move. I'm moving and I'm trying to be where all the action is. Very, very rare am I gonna be like anchoring a site unless I have like a very, very good read.
Realize we have nobody on C.
That's fine. That's fine. You guys can retake together. As long as you guys, usually on these kind of rounds, when you win pistol round, what you're gonna want to be doing is kind of staying grouped and not giving out guns. That's the most important part. Like, for example, you see how Sage just died? Now they have a Spectre. It's a clean one.
Right.
And now maybe Reyna got the kill. She overhealed. Now she has a Spectre overheal 150 HP. Now you guys are on equal footing. Exactly, yeah. So see? Sage single-handedly through this round, by the way. All because of her positioning. Nice full heal. Nice. You have a flash. Yep. Oh, 126. Nice try. So one thing I would do in these post-plant situations, you have a lot of time to work with, right? Because the plant was planted so early, or so late, I mean, that you probably could have faked a few times. Probably like you could have faked like 3 times before you're actually forced to get half there. So anytime you have a lot of time to play with, you usually do want to fake. And then, you know, if they really aren't peeking, then maybe we can go for a half. But yeah, first time I would probably fake usually, unless like you're low HP or something like that. And we probably should have crossed. Oh, nice. I would honestly ult this round. I love this play, actually. I love this play. Reposition. Yeah. Very nice. Oh, we didn't clear a corner. We're not clearing. Nice. Hey, playing around the flash. Actually really good. Dude, nice round. Nice round. Good. I really like that reposition that you did on B. So when you had bomb down, you popped your ult and you just knifed out, rotated in the back towards spawn. Very, very good rotation there. Good shit. Good shit.
Thank you.
That was sick. That was sick. Nice. Nice.
Oh,
nice try.
Oh.
Nice try. Nice try. I could tell that you thought you killed her, so like you stopped, you know, kind of going for it, but it was a good try. I liked. You have really good position repositioning, which is like a really good thing to have. Like the second that you get your presence known, it's just better to kind of, you know, change locations. You catch them off guard, right? That Sky had no idea that you were gonna peek from there, so you had very good reposition there. Jollz likes our moms more. Yeah, I do. Okay, flash out, drop down. One more. Yep. Then peeks on the left. Okay. Trend. Oh, careful. Nice. GG's. Good stuff. Yeah, this was a good game. Honestly, this was solid. This was a very, very solid game. I think you played very well. There was a couple things with like mechanics. Here, let me share my screen. Let me go over some of the stuff. The biggest issue, other than mechanics, there was like overheating stuff. And I don't know if we all just autopiloted on attack side, but I did notice that you guys just kind of did the same thing every round. But I mean, it was working, right? So I just want to kind of open that door that, like, you know, in case it doesn't work and you're like, I don't know what to do, right? We should start thinking about more things to do. So basically what's going through my head at the start of every round, the second I spawn, first of all, how much money do we have? How much money does the enemy team have? That's the first thing I look at. And then I'm like, okay, so they're buying. Okay, now that I've determined that they're buying and we're also buying, okay, now I'm like, okay, what ults do we have? What ults do the enemy have? And if I see that they have a KJ ult, I'm like, oh, and KJ likes to play C. All right, maybe they play like a retake with the KJ ults. Because they're playing retake, we have 2 options. We can go C. If we go C, it might be free because they're playing retake, and we'll plant the bomb, and then maybe we send one person lurk for the KJ ult, so you know we're not all just going to get funneled out or forced to fight on site or blah 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 blah. So this sort of thinking needs to be happening before the round, right? And the more you start playing, the faster this becomes. So just take it with baby steps first, just seeing like how much money do they have, are they buying, if they're forcing, or if they're on a bad buy, we have to play the game differently. Like for example, if I know that they're on a bad buy and I see that we get smoked off right here, immediately I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna fall. I'm just gonna rotate. Like either I wait out the smoke or I'm just gone, and then we're just gonna like rotate and fall off and go somewhere else, because pushing through a smoke in close range fights when they're on a save is you're asking for you to get shortied, and then they pick up a gun and then they could win. You know, we had a round here where Sage was here and your whole other team kind of rotated through spawn, and then Sage was stuck in this area. They ended up getting pinched, and then Sage dropped the Spectre. Reyna picked it up and got the overheal, and then Reyna pushed through spawn and got another kill because she had a Spectre and overhealed. So they're on equal footing with your teammates. So all of that was all because of how we position ourselves on this round when we had the gun advantage. It's super like small things like this, but it can really swing around based off of that stuff. And sometimes it's hard to notice and pick up like why you're exactly losing rounds, but that would be the reason, right? I would see that on the minimap and I'm like, oh, maybe I have to go help the Sage out, or tell Sage to just, hey, fall off maybe if you can. Overheating, okay? So if you do get a kill, even though it's up 3v1 and you were like, I want to get the last one, just chill. Just be a little bit more patient, you know, and just be like, all right, maybe I just wait around and I'm just gonna chill, and then just wait for the next person to peek, or if I can play off of my teammates or whatever. But if you just keep swinging, you're gonna end up dying sometimes, and then your team will lose the round and you're like, oh god, how did we lose a 1v3? But I would say you contributed to that loss. You know what I'm saying? The 1v3 loss. It's like, yeah, your team probably should have clutched it and won it, but it's sometimes I can't begin to tell you how many times I've noticed, like I've witnessed that, where I would die and then I'm watching my team in a 1v4 and then they just lose and I'm like, oh my god, what are they doing? But in retrospect, what am I doing, right? for letting that even happen. So yeah, it's more just like playing a little bit more patient when you are up numbers like that. But other than that, it is pretty good. So the biggest thing that I noticed mechanical wise is that we are crouching and then bursting a lot. Like you do this like kind of like burst thing. So two things with the burst thing, okay? One, let's just talk about why crouching and bursting isn't good. In general, why people crouch is usually because you're gonna spray. If you're gonna spray, you might as well, you know, crouch. It helps with the accuracy. It displaces your head. So like after 2 shots, yeah, I just hop into a crouch. So that's exactly what I would normally do if I do plan on spraying. If you are bursting, you're not going to want to do this for this. The problem with spraying all the time and crouching is that you are a sitting target, right? Like you're just stationary. You can't move. You're very easy to headshot. And the thing is, like, what makes bursting and strafing so powerful is that you can displace your head and still, you know, get the bursts off, right? And it's harder for you to get hit, but you also don't get to shoot your gun as fast as possible, and maybe you might be able to, you know, hit more headshots because of that. So those are the trade-offs. But in this case, if we're going to be crouching, which is taking like the worst trait of spraying, and we're taking like the fire rate slowdown of the bursting, we are bringing both of them to, you know, both of the bad things from each of them and putting them together. So it's like the worst possible thing you can do, right? It's like, you know, with this exact sort of firing rate, you have to wait for your recoil to reset after every 2 shots, right? You have a certain amount of time before your recoil resets, because if you don't, this is what ends up happening, right? And during this reset period, you're just going to strafe in between. So you can still do the exact same thing you were able to do standing still, but now you're adding strafes in between them, which is a lot better because it makes it harder for you to get headshotted. And how you would practice this is coming here in the range and only practice, you know, bursting and strafing, right? You go slow at first, right? So take 2 shots, strafe, stop, 2 shots, strafe, and then you just go like this, exactly like this, and you're like, all right, I'm starting to get the hang of this, and really focus on being accurate during this rather than trying to go for speed. And then eventually you get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm pretty accurate with this. I can, you know, burst and strafe pretty fast. I get the idea. Now what? You're like, I can do this in the practice range, but I can't do this in games. Okay, so now how do you transition this into actual games? So what you're gonna want to do is hop in the practice or into a death match now, even though they suck, I know, but this is the best way of practicing in my opinion. Is like, you're gonna go into a death match and you are just going to strictly only burst and strafe no matter what. Do not crouch spray, do not do anything else but bursting and strafing the entire time. Do not try and win. The goal isn't to win in death matches, it's to practice a certain technique against real players. And then once you get this down in the death match, you're like, okay, I'm getting it down against real players, but in my actual games, I'm still auto defaulting to crouching and bursting and whatever you're normally doing. So the best way of fixing this is before you peek an angle, tell yourself how you're gonna peek that angle. So let's let's say that I'm gonna peek a Lotus, right? And when you're coming around the corner, before the wall even dropped, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna come around the corner and I'm gonna burst and strafe no matter what. That's what I'm gonna do as default. The round starts, the walls drop, you come around the corner, and then you just burst and strafe, right? So you have an idea of how you want to handle this gunfight before you even handle this gunfight. So if you do this like 3 or 4 times in the same location, eventually you won't have to think about it anymore. It becomes a habit. And then anytime you peek a long from on Lotus, you're gonna be like, oh, I know exactly how I'm gonna handle this gunfight, right? I've done this so many times, it then becomes a good habit. Yeah, other than that, that was basically it. I mean, you played very well. I'm surprised you're only gold. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think you're, if you play enough games, you will definitely get to plat. Well, all right. If you do get any questions down the line, seriously, feel free to Discord DM me. DMs are always open to everyone that I've coached. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Well, have a good rest of your day. Good luck in your ranked games if you're playing any more today. See ya.
Oh, bye.
W session. What a great one. That was a great one. Guys, free coaching every week. Join the Discord in the description box below. If you want to try out other coaches, go to coaching.jollztv.com or click the link in the description below. They're all Radiant players. They're great people, and I personally vouch for them myself. Good luck climbing.